You know, I be trying to make sense out of stuff, and sometimes I can't. I just can't make sense out of stuff because, okay, you got a group of people on this land that are known racists. I'm not going to pretend. Now, these people, right, claim that they people ain't never had no slaves. Okay. Now, every time you hear one of them talk about slavery, they always say they people ain't never had no slaves. Okay, all right. Now, I'm trying to make sense of this. Now, so who are the people that had slaves? Because if these people, colonizers, I'm not going to pretend, say that they people ain't never had no slaves, and at the same time they turn around and telling us we come from slavery and their people. I don't get it. They're saying that their people had us as slaves, but then they're also saying that their people ain't never had no slaves. I don't get that. So my thing is slavery. Who are the people that were in slavery? Because all I know is that the TV, bring up this slavery stuff. But when you talk to people in the street, right? We got Indian stories in our family. All of us. We can't find no slave stories in our families. And then these colonizers keep saying that they people ain't never had no slaves. So why do the TV keep portraying us as coming from Africa and brought here as slaves when the people that are supposed to be the slave masters are saying they ain't never had no slaves? They're saying they people ain't never had no slaves. I mean, I'm trying to figure something ain't right. Because if you talk to all of us, if we go back in our family history from what we've been told, we get Indian stories. A bunch of us get these stories of how our people tell you about how they worked in certain people's houses and they work, picking cotton, you know. But back then, like right now today, cotton is a high commodity. I mean, you need cotton. You need cotton, right? So if you don't pick it, and it's a hot commodity, it's cost, you get paid for that. Who else gonna pick it? Like, it's a bad, I'm picking cotton. Ooh. Shit, the motherfucker getting paid good money for picking that shit. So I'm trying to figure it out. We ain't got no African stories. So where did this slave stuff come from? Because if the Europeans, the colonizers, are saying, "Oh, my people ain't never had no slaves," and then our people are saying, "We're Indian," right? Where did this slave stuff come from? Wait, I'm not getting it. I do know, though, that in order to get to our land, the people had to pay to get over here. So the people who wanted to come over here and didn't have the money, the king, you know, paid for the trip. But when they got over here, they were in servitude to the king. So they came over here to work in servitude to the king of England, right? And when they came with their 1215 Magna Carta, which clearly states that we American. That's another story. But anyway, so if you were in servitude to the king because you couldn't pay for your trip over here, right? We don't know how much that trip cost. And we don't know how long you were in servitude trying to pay off this trip. You know what I'm saying? Now, what I don't understand about the whole thing is that was only the East Coast, the 13 colonies. And we had all kind of other stuff going on this land. You know, so I'm trying to figure out, if you were in servitude to the king, how did you ever get ships and boats and go over to Africa and bring people over here to be in servitude to you? So you were in servitude to the king, and you went and got some people made in servitude to you. I'm trying to, because it don't make sense. Why they always talk about the 13 colonies and they never talk about what was going on the rest of this land? I'm not understanding that. But I do understand that in 1776, the 13 colonies fought a revolution for freedom from England. They fought a revolution for freedom from England. They signed the Declaration of Independence from England. Something fishy about that. Why would the colonizers have to fight England, their own people, for their freedom? They were in servitude and they had to fight for freedom. Something fishy here. Something is real fishy, colonizers. I'm American. This is my land. C 197-36715. The Treaty of Peace and Friendship. The 1880 Treaty of Madrid. Article 6 of the Constitution clearly states peace treaties shall be the supreme law of the United States. So if you got peace treaties with the American people, and I'm American, and all my people know nothing but this land, why you saying we African? They ain't got no peace treaties with Africa. Why you saying we black? They ain't got no peace treaties with black. So why you saying that? Because you don't want to honor no peace treaties, colonizer? Is that what's going on? Because, I think you owe us some money, colonizer. That's what I think. And if you owe us some money, colonizer, the American people want their money. When the American people find out, colonizer, what you have done, and you got their money, You think the American people are going to keep listening to you? Huh? The people that you classify as black and African American so that you don't have to give them their money? Wait till they find out that, colonizer.